So, let me share with you the real insights into achieving success as an editor, coming from someone who has achieved the top 1% status and is now helping other editors to do the same. Now, there are 5 key fundamentals that no one talks about when it comes to achieving mastery in the art of editing. Not from a pedestal, but from a perspective of someone who's walked the path, faced challenges, and discovered truly what makes the difference. The first principle you need to know is editing is a game of chess. Picture yourself seated at a grand chessboard. Each editing decision, every cut, every animation, every graphic is a move that brings you either closer to the checkmate or defeat. You know how chess players review each and every single move they did on the board? In the same way, you must revisit every single edit. Where did the scene fall off? Could the design in the scene be better? What's that one thing that you procrastinated to do and it could have made a major impact? And that way, you analyze the areas of improvement. Unlike the others who just edit a project, not reflect on what they do, and just move on. And as you know, chess masters don't just move a pawn and move this and move that, and then once the game ends, they don't know what they did. If that was the case, they wouldn't have been chess masters in the first place. Now, why did I say chess? Because it's very similar to editing. The more you do, the better you become, and at the same time, the more you analyze and insert feedback loops, the better you become. And this applies to everything, whether it is chess, whether it is trading, whether it is gaming. This is truly the only way you can become a master, by seeing beyond the vision and not just restricted to what you are doing, especially if you want to do it fast. So yeah, to summarize it, it's literally a matter of do and analyze. And that way, improvement turns into passion, which leaves us to our second point, preparation. Have you ever sat down and you just stared at your project for 2-3 hours just thinking? I know I have. Early in my stage, I was so overwhelmed by just looking at an empty timeline, looking at an empty project panel, and it was like trying to navigate a maze without a map. I know this might sound new, but it's mind-blowing. We'll get to it in a minute. Before I get into the actionables, you have to understand that the biggest time waste is the hours that people spend preparing. And you might be asking, well, you just told us to prepare, what are you on about? The counter is very simple. Don't spend hours. I'm not telling you to spend hours. Spend 45 solid minutes preparing and doing what might save you the hours of creative block and potentially even missing a deadline. So how is it gonna be done? Very simple. Here's a 3-step process that I follow. Before jumping into any type of editing that you're going to do, check who's doing it the best in your field. So I open up 3 or 4 videos and I take screenshots of the design and the animation that I like. After that, go into Pinterest. I would save 10 or 15 images of the best designs that I saw. And then I would immediately hop into any whiteboard, whether it is Miro or FigJam, and organize it. So you basically have a display of what you're looking to do in this video, and this provides you with a feed of ideas. Trust me, before I even get all the ideas together, I'm like, I have to do this here, I have to do this here. And obviously I would recommend doing this process after you've heard the first version of the whole track, so you have like ideas of what you're going for. Which leads me to the third point, feedback and criticism. Now I know this pulls some nerves in some people, as well as the fact that it sounds so vague. Trust me, I know how you feel. I remember when I first started editing back in the day, when I was like new to the industry and I thought I was the best editor in the world. When anyone gave me feedback or criticism, it was like a punch to the gut. But here's the thing, I was stuck. And I was stuck so badly because the rate at what I was improving on was really slow. Midway through my journey, I learned to taking feedback. That not only applies to editing, but it applies to life as a core principle, which is why I'm emphasizing on this so much. And it's just a matter of taking it the right way and implementing it. Key principle number 4. And this is more practical. Learning and understanding design and composition and the golden rules of it. Now, what is design, layout, and composition? It's so simple. It refers to how the elements that you have look on your screen, whether it is text, graphics, images, as well as are in their correct places. 97% of editors miss this point, but it is literally the wow point. You need to understand that if your scene looks good and is designed properly but doesn't have the best animations, it will still look good. But if you have a scene that looks so awful and childish and the animation is like picture perfect, it still doesn't make up for it. The whole core of animation is the design itself. And so I want to jump over the 5 golden rules that I learned when I actually started taking my journey seriously. First thing, using grids. Now this might come out as common, but it's very important. You always have to arrange your edits in a structured manner and an organized way. This gives clarity and makes sure that the viewers are not feeling lost. Point number 2, hierarchy. What is this? You'll often see the best of the best edits have key points that emphasizes what they want the viewer to see. So for example, using bigger size on your text, using a color on your certain text, making it bolder. It naturally makes it way easier for the viewer to read what you have out there. Number 3, maintaining visual balance. If one side of your edit is so overly filled and the other is like half empty, this comes out so bad because one side is too heavy, so the weight of the edit is completely off and the whole design is literally just better inexistent. And number 4, keeping similar elements together. This helps keeping things more cohesive and subconsciously helps the viewer to understand how each element is connected to one another. So number 5, less is more. If your design is so overly filled and overly edited, it will not look good. It has to be simple, it has to be clean, which creates so much more effectiveness and impact, which leads us to the 5th key principle, personal branding. It is so overheard these days by tons of creators, but I want to tell you the side of it with editing. Your brand is literally your vehicle that transports your work to the potential client. Because if you have the best of the best work and you're not out there, no one knows what you're doing and what are your skills, then how do you expect to ever get clients? You'll only have to rely on forms that you fill applications for, or literally just waiting for the perfect client to come. That's not the way. You need abundance when it comes to your work. You have to put your work out there and optimize your online presence. It comes off so simple. You can just create an Instagram account, a Twitter account, put up your profile picture, put a clean bio, a clean banner, and literally just start posting your edits over there. You don't need to say a single word, just post your edits. If it's good, people will come to you and you'll get infinite of leads. And along with that, you have to make sure that you have the right portfolio built, because your portfolio is like your resume, it's like your qualification. If you don't have a place where you display all of your best work, how do you expect anyone to ever hire you? It's literally one of the most important aspects, if not the most important, in order to achieve clients and live the dream life that you want to as an editor, and to constantly execute at the level of top 1%. Now I mentioned 1%, and I mean a top 1% editor. See, most editors need extreme guidance and lack tools and mentors when it comes to editing. And that is why I created my program, Editors League, where I teach everything from the editing fundamentals, the advanced techniques, editing like the masters that you see, being able to pull off each and every single thing, the psychology behind the editing and the mindset, the client acquisition, the sales that can help you as an editor make 2 to 5k USD per month. It is literally the ultimate program where I help you master video editing. And listen, I don't just give you theory and all of that BS. I go over real-time editing so you can see my complete workflow, and at the same time you get project files from my best edits out there. You heard it right, project files. These are the kind of things you need to jump from a good editor to a great editor, because not only all the resources and the tools and the modules, the project files and the assets and everything that you'll get, it's also the like-minded community where I add the best top editors in the industry to be in this community, and so that you're surrounded by them to excel in every step of your process, as well as obviously direct connection with me where I help you with each and every single problem and mistake that you have. And because this is the first ever video where I talk about it, for a limited time only, Editors League is just for $37. But I'm telling you, this price won't last long at all, because honestly, I'm so dissatisfied. I'm literally scamming myself because I know the value that is out there and I know it is worth way more. And any day now I could change my mind. It might be tomorrow, it might be next week or next month. You never know. But if you are seeing this while the price is less than the price of a coffee per day, then I suggest you click on the link below if you're serious about taking your editing to the next level.